Welcome back, Uncut Podcast listeners. It smells like raspberry cream pie from Grandma's house down here in Corey's shitty-ass basement. We are back for the second half of this podcast, and if you are a frequent Uncut Podcast listener, you know what time it is right now. It is time for the much-anticipated reading of songs like poetry with somber piano music in the background for your enjoyment and your enjoyment only, for your dying pleasure. This week's isn't very conventional, but you know, sometimes we like to try new things. That's the only way we can really grow in life. So without further ado, here we go. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba 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 da 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 da. Tequila.
I was waiting. That's all I've been waiting for.
Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba dee da da dee do bo. Ba da 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 do. Banana now. Wow. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Tequila. Thank you very much for listening. Man, whew. I think I'm sweating now.
You know how hard
Tequila.
Matt, I'm not gonna lie. Right when you were about to say tequila for the first time, I just wanted to yell it. Tequila!
Tequila. Or something.
Whew. Welcome back, everybody, from our little brief intermission. Sorry it took us so long. We were making up raps back
Yeah, they
here.
were really good raps.
We were
Really
doing
good
some
raps.
I took over Cameron's glasses, and I became 10 times smarter.
And he also learned to rhyme.
That's because Cam's
He also
smart
looks
one.
like Harry Potter now. Oh.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
A what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
A wizard?
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what?
I'm a what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
No, I'm not. I'm just Harry.
No, you're a wizard,
No,
Harry.
just Harry?
I'm a what?
What, do you got a golf ball in you? Can you hear?
I'm a what? I'm a what? You're just Harry! You're a wizard, Harry!
Thanks for
I'm
the
a
green tea.
what?
Thanks for the green tea, man.
Yeah, so we got new beverages. We also decided to, I can't wear these glasses on my eyes for too long. I have to put them down here so I can see normally, or else my eyes start turning.
Thanks for commentating all that.
We also got some tea. We made some tea over here. We got 100 packs of green tea for $100.
Actually, just 3.
Only 3.
Just
Only
3.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking this because I would have spit it out when you said that.
$3.
You mean this is a dollar tea bag?
You mean,
Yes.
You mean to say that
Yes.
this tea bag was like 3 cents?
You did pay 1. Oh, you paid 3 cents per tea bag, man. Good for you. Good for
I
you.
found some steals, man. How is that tea, by the way? Do you like it? Is it bland? Is it... I know it's bland, but...
It's pretty bland. I think most hot tea is bland though, right? Like,
I don't know. Taste that one. Is that one? I think that one tastes...
I don't know.
a little bit.
Give it some steeping action.
I put I put 1 in there, but then I honestly it just tasted like hot water. And now I tasted a little bit. But
I think the green tea definitely has the hot water taste. Unlike that one, you have a hint of vanilla. The other tea that I have over there, it's the Bigelow brand, which that's my favorite tea I've ever had. Bigelow.
Remember when you got the Russian tea?
Oh, that Russian tea was so bad.
It was really bad.
It didn't even have a flavor.
No, it was just red water.
It's like that green tea, but it's red water.
Everything's red.
It turns it red.
It was literally red water.
It was just gross, man. Tell me how you think that tea tastes, though. I that was another one I bought from that Asian mart.
Asian mart?
Yep.
Where's there an Asian
Tastes
mart?
very much like vanilla.
There's a little bit of vanilla in there.
Matt, can I taste yours?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Your 2 tea bags.
I'm a 2 tea bagger.
I'm a bagger.
I'm a bagger.
He's a bagger. It tastes like you dipped a bunch of grass in water.
Well, that's what you get for $3.
Yeah.
I mean, that tea I think was the same price as 20 bags of that vanilla tranquility.
Oh, wow.
So, that's obviously the higher quality tea.
Well, the vanilla's very good.
I think just vanilla tea in general is just amazing.
Yeah. I like Earl Grey.
I just like the flavor.
I
of
do
vanilla
like
in
Earl
general.
Grey.
Call me a stiff, but I like Earl Grey.
There's
stiff.
lemon tea.
I told you not to do that.
You ever had lemon herbal tea too? That's some good stuff.
Lemon herbal.
I like
Got the hint of
I like
lemon.
nighttime teas a lot.
Nighttime teas. What's
Nighttime
that? Just
teas.
hot teas.
It's just teas without caffeine.
Oh, just decaffeinated teas. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They help you go to bed.
They do.
They
do they infuse them with melatonin?
No, they're just very soothing.
Oh.
Drinking a hot beverage is very soothing.
My mom used to have this melatonin calm powder, and it tasted like a worm carbonated.
It was carbonated?
It was carbonated.
Oh!
It was fizzy. But it has melatonin and it made you go to sleep.
Why the... Oh, was it one of the neuros?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a neuro. It wasn't like in a bottle. It was like a powder that you mix into like warm water.
It was carbonated.
Yeah, it fizzed up and you have to stir it until it stops fizzing. And
Was it a bicarbonate?
I think so. I don't know.
That's a CO equation.
Bicarbonate. That's... Oh, yeah.
CO is bicarbonate.
Yeah. Oh, well. What's CO2?
No, CO is carbonate. CO2 is carbon dioxide.
Oh, so C2O is bicarbonate.
No, just CO.
Oh.
I thought.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because bi means there's 2 of them.
That's why I said it's just carbonate.
Oh. C2O2, that's what bicarbonate is.
Yes.
C2O2.
Which is weird, because then the oxygen only counts as... Oh, no.
No, it works.
Yeah.
It works. Let's continue with some news. We've got 4 more things here.
Chemistry talk.
Chemistry talk. We're science nerds. So I saw this on Twitter a while ago. Who just donated a lemon on DLive? Whoever that was, thank you. I appreciate you. 1 lemon is equal to about 75 cents. Thank you, buddy.
Very nice.
Actually, I don't know. I just made that.
Shout out to DJ Fermi.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Welcome to the podcast. So there was a World War II bomb found in
I heard about this.
Frankfurt in a river, I think, in the main city.
Mm-hmm.
And they found it and they detonated it. They had to evacuate part of the city to detonate it.
Was it a firebomb?
I don't remember because it was literally so long ago. I just looked at a picture. I was like, ooh, cool explosion. And I clicked on it and it was like World War II bomb. I was like, oh, sick. And I didn't read much into it. But
yeah, because they carpet bombed Frankfurt like bad. Like,
ooh.
Frankfurt as a city now is completely new. I mean, Frankfurt was a city all throughout like the Middle Ages. It's a very historic city, but World War II literally leveled the entire place, and they had to build it up from scratch, pretty much. And that's why it has skyscrapers, because it's one of the few modern cities in Europe due to its destruction.
Oh,
yep.
I also want to mention what did you say his name was? I can't read it. DJ Palmy.
DJ Fermi is what
DJ
I thought
Fermi.
I saw it was.
He says, "What is Uncut? Your dicks, JK. Thank you for keeping the funny spirit alive. I appreciate it."
Yeah, that's how we came up with it. We're all uncircumcised.
Amen to that.
We are not.
We're supposed to tell people that?
Hey,
We are,
more nerve endings. Hey, come on.
Our dick skin is still attached.
It's called Uncut because we don't edit this shit. We're too lazy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Damn right.
God, we're so fucking lazy. It's been a month since we've done a podcast. All right.
We need it. I mean, since summer is coming up, we'll do it more frequently.
We'll do it at least once a week.
We haven't made any money off the podcast in a month.
Yeah, no one's buying T-shirts. What's with that?
We also haven't made any money on the podcast ever.
We also haven't made any T-shirts.
It's bullshit. We're so behind schedule.
We're so fucking behind schedule.
I say in the summer. This is just a suggestion. All right. What do you say we do like a legit podcast? You know, at least once a week, and then on select weeks, if we're feeling it, we can just have like a podcast where we chill and drink or smoke or do whatever.
Or we go
Smoke
to Thailand and live on a beet farm.
Did you say Thailand?
Yeah.
I'm really interested. Can you please finish?
Yeah.
I'm super into this.
And then every week we just kind of talk about what our life was like that week working as a beet farmer.
That's crazy.
In Thailand.
You guys want to hear something crazy about my uncle? When he was
Matt, I love that idea. All right, sorry.
When he was 18, him and his friends all had a plan to go after they graduated to go to where he used to live.
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. And on the way to Australia, it was a two-way fight. He was the only one that ended up going. He actually ended up living down there for a little bit too, but he stopped at Fiji or no Cindy. I don't know.
There's no such thing as Cindy.
No, somewhere with a beach.
There's Sydney.
I want to say high key. It was still Fiji.
Sydney. That's
more
a
of
thing.
the story though. Wherever he landed, it wasn't a thing like that. He was like, he talked to one of the locals. And was like, yeah, as long as you have this ticket, you can fly. You can stay here as long as you want and just leave when you want to. He was like, cool. So he lived on a beach in a hut with a family for a month.
You mean
It sounds like the Swiss Robinson family.
a bungalow?
Yeah. He lived with the family. He caught fish. He did all that for a month.
This also sounds like those primitive YouTube videos. Making primitive rocks! Making a primitive fireplace!
Dude, like they will literally go out of their way. They'll like cut down a tree to make a device that like
Cuts down a tree.
it'll like do something really simple like make a spark.
No. Even simpler, it'll be like a bear trap.
Yeah, like
They'll just put like spike sticks or something, like dig a hole and then put like spike sticks in the ground and then show an example of like a fake bunny running across it and getting like trapped on top of it. It's like so stupid.
they go out of their way. Oh, he's getting high.
I would like to also mention The More. Welcome
More?
to the stream, buddy. It's
The
been a while.
more.
The more.
How you doing, man? I saw.
Long time no see, buddy. I came into your streams every now and then, whenever you would stream for like 15 minutes talking about your CS:GO strats, and you instantly went offline. So thank you for not even noticing me in your streams. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm following you back on Instagram.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
He said I forgot to do that.
I would, but Corey's basement has shitty fucking Wi-Fi.
So shitty.
I'm literally trying my fucking hardest, but it just isn't working. I'm really
I
sorry.
blame anything unfortunate that happens in my life to Corey's shitty basement Wi-Fi.
Fucking amen, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, I know it was just supposed to be your team, but I saw you were live and I would comment to you and you didn't say anything. No big deal. It's okay. You didn't say hi. It's whatever, man.
It was supposed to be my team.
Yeah, it was his CSGO team. For the DJ Live folk, you said you guys need to have Jordan Peterson on. That's how you make money. Or any famous person, really.
Who said that?
DJ Fermi.
DJ Fermi. Hey.
Well, I'll contact my agent tomorrow, and we'll see if we can have Jordan Peterson on the podcast. Thank you for the idea.
The only problem is he talks like this. And I couldn't sit through an entire podcast with fucking Kermit Canadian's head ass.
Kermit Canadian.
Speaking of podcasts, my favorite soccer team, Zenit, started their own podcast.
Really?
I've been
Who's
listening
on
to
it?
every episode. Well, okay, so...
Can you understand? Like
In
it's in
Russian?
No. It's not in Russian. It's all English. There's two British lads, and then there's the guy who runs FC Zenit India, who was always getting like popular retweets and stuff for making fun of other people.
There's an Indian Zenit?
Yep. It's like all
Okay,
it translated
that's
in
crazy.
Indian.
That's crazy for sure.
But they basically just review the soccer games, talk about stats and stuff, and since I've been watching it, I've been kind of like slowly keeping up with the team again a little bit here and there.
Was that it?
Yeah, and I just gotta say, man, this new striker Sardar Azmoun, He is gonna be a legend someday.
No,
I
he's
kid you
not.
not.
No,
He's
shut
gonna
the
be
fuck
so
up.
good.
You
Right
said
now-
that about Solomon Rondon.
And look at him now. He's doing good, man.
The only Venezuelan soccer player that I actually know.
Rondon.
Solomon Rondon.
Did you guys see Ajax is probably about to win the Champions League?
If they do, dude, I'm buying a jersey.
If we're going to be 100%, they're playing out of their minds right now.
Who is even on Ajax right now?
That's a great question.
Like I know Wesley Schneider used to play at Ajax.
Wesley Schneider, the GOAT. The GOAT.
Someone said IG's the way to get poon,
is.
so I made one, but my DMs are still dry. I thought you said shy. I
yourself
can't
out
read
there,
this
man.
too well.
Alex said he was linked to Liverpool back in the day. I remember watching his highlights talking about the striker. For
Oh, Asmoon?
yeah.
I don't remember if he was linked to Liverpool. I don't remember that because I haven't looked that far back. I just know he's gotten. I think I can look at his goals so far that he's gotten. He's gotten like mostly all, like not all, but some of the goals. Zuba's still popping like assist after
Zayuba?
assist. Dude, he's the guy is just a fucking legend.
He's been there for so long.
He's so fucking good, dude. He was rated in the Russian Premier League. He was rated their #1 player just out of all the Premier League because there's like no one else. Like literally the Premier League right now, the Russian Premier League.
Don't say the Premier League.
It's because I watched that podcast, so it's getting into
the
my,
RPL.
the RPL.
Yeah.
We'll call it the RPL.
That'll do it.
The RPL so far, Zenit's in first. Second place, Lokomotiv.
No.
Third place, Kuban Krasnodar.
No.
Yes, dude. They
At least
are
it's
actually,
not CSK Moscow.
dude. It's actually insane. I don't understand it. No, it's FC Krasnodar, not Kuban Krasnodar.
Kuban Krasnodar deserves it.
Kuban Krasnodar got relegated. FC Krasnodar. That's the other one. That's the third place.
I like that Spartak's in 5th.
Well, it's usually
Isn't Zenit basically always in first, though? I
No.
feel like I've never heard Zenit not.
the last 2 years. It was I don't remember, but it wasn't CSKA.
Dude,
I think it was Arsenal.
Ruben Kazan's in 11th.
Ruben Kazan is not bad.
They're shit. They're in 11th.
They're shit, but they're not bad. They're better than fucking Dynamo Moscow. They used to be
Fuck
shit.
Dynamo.
But back to the Zenit podcast, I was listening to them, and they were just roasting the fuck out of all the other teams and themselves, really. So I was enjoying it, just listening to it.
There's no players?
They had they interviewed I don't remember his name, some popular Russian interviewer or broadcaster for the World Cup.
Like a pundit?
Is that what they're called? Like
Yeah.
a broadcaster, the pundit? They interviewed that guy. He was Russian, but he spoke English. And they interviewed him for 15 to 20 minutes, talked about how the politics in Russia and how during the World Cup there was bad light and people were don't want to go there because it's Russia, blah, blah, blah. But really whenever you come down there and see it, it's actually really cool. It's a chill place. It's very, very welcoming. And
Russia?
yeah.
Man.
In St. Petersburg.
Hard
not
to
any
believe,
other
I'm
place.
not gonna lie.
Very hard to believe. Russia is a fucking hole.
Not in only in St. Petersburg. Every other place he was it's a little bit awkward. Every other
One of the
place, but
biggest
St. Petersburg, really
propaganda
good place.
nations in the world.
Genuinely, what a culture of oppression. What a shithole.
I just
Yeah.
feel bad for them.
Russians have never been happy
If you're
in
not
their
first
entire
class.
history.
They have vodka. That
They
makes
make the
them
best
happy.
vodka, dude. I actually don't like vodka.
No,
No, I hate vodka.
I like vodka and cranberry juice.
that's right. I'm not big on vodka.
I'm not big on vodka.
You ever
Tequila,
have,
though.
You ever have a screwdriver?
Yeah,
Good enough.
it's good enough. But I'd rather have other things,
Corey, next time we drink, will you match me on tequila shots?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You can sleep on our ottoman.
What are you doing Saturday?
This Saturday, I'm busy this
Ah,
Saturday.
but how are
I'll
you
be
on
with Emily.
Saturday?
No, I will be with Emily. We're going to Sammy Gearing's mom's wedding reception.
How about this
I'm
Tuesday?
catering that probably.
Yeah, you?
Yeah.
How about this
that the
Tuesday
news?
night?
This Tuesday night?
Yes. Get drunk on a Tuesday?
No.
You ever been drunk on a Tuesday? It's crazy.
No. I probably...
School kids' high thought of the day. You ever been drunk on a Tuesday? It's crazy.
And that's the noise for Skull Kids High Thought of the day. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever had a dream that
Let's continue with some more news here. We still got 3 more to go. We keep getting off topic, but I just love getting off topic.
That's the
tonight.
best.
It's fun.
We have 45 minutes to fill.
I think we got like 30 now.
Yeah, we've gotten a fat minute.
It's okay though because it doesn't matter. One could be longer than the other. Ooh, let's talk about Tiger Woods winning that
Yes,
Masters.
Dude,
there's a guy.
He's old now.
He bet 74,000, I think. He bet something, but he won like 1.8 mil. It's the highest payout off of a golf bet because Tiger's odds were like.
You don't ever
21.
expect Tyler to just come. Or
Tyler
Tiger.
Tyler won. Tyler won's golfing.
Tyler won. I'll beat you in an arm wrestle, dude.
Oh, hands down, you would. You got him.
No one expected Tiger to just come out of
the blue. And
out of nowhere, just fucking hit dangers and stingers and hole-in-ones all day, baby. Drinking back some course on the course, man.
You think they get drunk while they're playing golf?
No, but they definitely get drunk afterwards.
No, of course.
No,
Tyler-
they're
Tiger
definitely in their
has a
water
DUI.
Yeah,
bottles.
Tiger Woods has like 3
Yeah, he has a
DUIs.
DUI.
In their water bottles, they just got Tennessee honey. There you go.
Jordan Spieth is definitely cracking down on that Evan Williams whiskey.
Phil Mickelson, you know he's putting back some Jack.
Oh, definitely.
And Arnold Palmer, he's drinking Arnold Palmer spiked.
Yeah. Wait, that
Oh,
thing.
man.
that'd
A
be
twisted
crazy.
iced
That's a
tea.
thing. Yeah, that's a thing.
Arnold Palmer.
is a
Yeah.
thing.
Really?
Yes,
That's
they're pretty
mind-blowing.
good. Don't knock it till you try it. But yeah, it was a surprise. I did not believe it. My dad told me that he was watching it live and watching the interview afterwards. And my dad, the sweetheart he is, he was like, I kind of teared up. Not gonna lie, because Tiger's just what a sweet guy.
An American hero.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool.
He's also fucking bald.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
When he got his third DUI.
Holy shit.
I didn't watch it live. Or I don't know if you guys watched it live.
No, I didn't.
I saw it on I saw the recap.
I just saw a recap. Saw a Twitter video recap.
I saw it on TV.
Emotional though. Shit was emotional.
Yeah, that was his fifth, I'm pretty sure.
5th PGA.
What a fucking game, dude. That
5
was
green jackets. That's crazy.
Next news.
News.
Thank you.
It's a gold jacket.
I thought it was green.
I think
usually
this
gold.
was something that I saw off of
Maybe.
Reddit a long time ago. It just says Israeli scientists create the first 3D printed heart that resembles a human heart.
Resembles?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
cool
Perfectly
stuff.
resembles and
The heart was a lot smaller than an actual human heart, but the fact that
it functioned properly,
They made it.
right?
Yeah, it
The fact that
functioned
they-
and-
actually did it is crazy.
The fact that they printed organic matter is fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
Was it you that said the 3D printer was like the greatest technological advance we've had so far, like in this era?
It's ridiculous.
It's only gonna get bigger.
The potential for that is nuts.
And the thing about it too is like I saw a long time ago a Daily Dose of Internet thing where they made a 3D pen and they were just creating stuff like a little building out of a 3D pen, and I was like, dude, that could be the future of construction.
Literally,
Imagine.
I watched a video of like people who, what they do is they will take like a picture of your keys or like an imprint of your keys and they will 3D print the key. And
Dude,
like,
it works like perfectly.
yeah, they can break into your house like that.
Wow.
That's how I'm gonna start robbing people. I'm gonna have
That's
3D
sick.
print their key. I'm like, can I see your key?
Now you're just gonna need a $15,000 3D printer, and then you're gonna be able to break into anybody's house you want.
If I showed off
Scarlet
my
Joe.
keys to the camera, someone could 3D print them and break into my home.
It's that exact
Better
just
not
from a
do it.
picture.
Yeah.
Just from a picture.
You know who's always breaking into your home? FBI, watching me right now. Hey, watch yourself.
Cover that up.
Yeah,
I like
somebody,
how
anybody
you-
got a post-it note?
I like how you pointed to your MacBook camera and
not the
main
actual
that's
camera.
recording this entire
Well,
thing.
this one's watching me too.
You see, the thing is Matt doesn't always being watched for that one, so.
Yeah.
Matt, I have a weird question for you. Have you ever Googled porn on that computer?
No.
Are you being honest?
Yeah.
That's fair. I've
Oh,
never
You're a phone guy?
on my
Yeah, no, I'm more of a tablet. More of a tablet phone into one, but not the computer. Can't do that. That's too much, man.
You got your Kindle Fire. You're just. How do
You
I
got
hold
your
this-
mom's Kindle Fire. She goes on the next day. What is
How
this?
do I hold this thing? This is so uncomfortable. Oh man.
I've never done it on my computer either. It gives you so many viruses.
I just go into streamers' discords and look at their NSF.
Hey, look at there, yeah.
There's some hot stuff on there. Boy. Next news.
Nose.
This is a Reddit link I have, and I just titled it "Disney is a Monopoly." Here's why. Let me go back to the
Because they
resource
own the
page.
Muppets
You know why?
and Avengers and Star
Because
Wars.
it's run by
everything.
commies.
Commie bastards.
By Nazi bikers.
No, Nazi bikers are their own separate thing.
Oh,
It all started when Hitler's stepbrother decided to put down that final donation to start up the club.
Start the club.
Yep,
Basically,
Is that why Hitler went to war? He was mad about that.
that was his first degree.
Basically, the article starts off with, who owns ESPN? Who owns ABC? Does Disney own Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar? The answer is yes. And more. A lot more.
They own
Yeah,
Pixar?
Disney owns
They
a
do, don't
lot.
they?
Disney owns so
We've made a
much.
map of the companies owned by Disney, along with the wide swath of departments and Walt Disney Company subsidiaries. Subsidiaries, I guess. I don't know. What's that word?
Subsidiaries.
Subsidiaries, yeah.
Okay. Massive corporations may be too big to grasp sometimes, but this huge list of assets to the Walt Disney Corporation can help media consumers untangle the great network of the mouse. So there's a picture here, and it's fuzzy. I can't see anything. There we go. We're getting some stuff here. Basically, it just shows like the big corporations that it owns. It owns ABC, of course, ABC News, ABC News Radio, anything to do with ABC, ABC 7, ABC Family Worldwide, Times Square Studios. They own
Top 30%
Hulu.
richest people in the world. Right there.
They own
Disney and
Hulu.
Walmart.
Yeah, for real. They own Walmart?
No, the people that own Walmart though.
The Waltons?
It's interesting that they own Hulu because they're literally about to launch their own streaming system.
So
Yeah,
Disney
that's
owns Hulu?
Yep, that's
Also,
what it
can you
says
even
here.
get
according
like
to
what?
this.
Can you
Wow.
even get any good Disney movies on Hulu? I feel like I've never seen any good Disney movies.
Oh, Disney doesn't own Hulu. It's under their umbrella.
It's under their umbrella of things that they partially own, right?
Yeah. There's a difference.
But that's still partially owned, which kind of makes them a monopoly. Owning more companies like that and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they own all the Disney theme parks, every single one of them, which I've seen.
No way.
Shit, dumbass.
Which I've seen YouTube videos of stuff like of all the Disney parks that were built and them failing. Like
Like the one in Japan?
Disneyland Japan,
Yeah.
Disneyland Euro Disney, that's what they called it. That one was a
Gotta
shit
be in
show.
America.
If you want to watch it, go to YouTube Defunct Land.
Well, there's
some
one in
pretty interesting
Paris.
ones. There's one in Paris.
Nope. Gotta be in America.
It's gotta be American. There's only two in
There's
America.
like 20 something, 23 I think.
Is there a Disneyland Saudi Arabia?
I don't know. Let me see here.
Nah,
There's
Syria is what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah, of course. The happiest place on earth.
I'm trying to see, do they own what other places? Shanghai Disney Resort, Hong Kong International Theme Parks. There's more. I just can't find them right now. Oh, Walt Disney Studios, you know that. Lucasfilms, blah blah blah.
What about LucasArts?
Sphero. I don't know what Sphero is, but they own that. They own Disney Channels Worldwide. They own the History Network.
Okay.
Vice, the news.
They own
article shit.
Vice?
Yep.
Yeah, Vice is big.
They own
too.
A&E, Indie Films, Lifetime, the A&E Network in total.
Yo, I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, they own.
The music group. What musicians do they own? What's publishers?
Disney Music Publishing, Pixar Music. All the movie Pixar, Fuzzy Muppets songs. Walt Disney Music Company.
Dude, I'm just waiting to see like Sony or something like.
Hulu, Star TV, Sky. I don't know what Sky is.
Sky
National
TV.
Geographic.
Yeah. Sky TV's a thing.
Fox
Yeah, the
Sports.
thing.
20th Century Fox. They own that. FX Networks. Like it's crazy how much shit they own. Like you don't think about it until you
It's kind of scary.
study up on it. It's really scary.
Did you guys hear about like the history of Disney? Like Disney almost went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like
A lot of times.
10 times. Like
Now look at them.
Cinderella was like a make or break film. Like if they didn't do well on Cinderella, they would have gone bankrupt.
Well, what came out
For
before
good.
Cinderella?
Damn.
There was a couple things. They like a lot of their early movies came out during World War II, and like people didn't have money because of like rationing and stuff.
Understandable. The Aristocats, that was my movie. I love it.
We in microeconomics right now, or what, Corey? Yes, we are. And then he says Monopoly is a shit game and Nickelback is a great band.
Look at this
Chad
game.
Kroger.
So what if
Amen
I
to
like
that,
Nickelback
brother.
and Linkin Park? They're great bands.
Just a good band.
And that will be it with this month.
Great band.
Good band. Good Canadian
man.
band.
Oh.
They don't make a lot of those.
What shows have you guys been watching on Netflix lately? Or
The Act.
Africa.
The Act?
That's
The
yeah,
Act
that's
is
on
really
Hulu,
good.
but
It's on the.
I just finished it.
I was about to say
today.
I'm about to watch it tonight when I go.
Yeah.
Is there a new episode?
Yeah, tonight's the last episode.
There was it was 7 or 8 episodes. True story happened in Springfield, Missouri. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's mind blowing. Some of the stuff is just crazy. How they get away with some of the stuff, like.
Yeah.
Can
Do
you
know- do
can
you
you
know
tell
how
me a
it is?
scenario? I know what
What
it's
happened?
like, but can you just give a scenario out for like what the act was like?
So
how it was based
there's a mom and a daughter, and
The
basically the mom fakes all these illnesses, or fakes her daughter's illnesses, and like says she has epilepsy and she's allergic to sugar and
Can't walk.
had leukemia when she was like 3. Yeah, she can't walk for whatever reason it was, so she's in a wheelchair. Just like a bunch of shit. She ended up like what's it called? Some organization like built a house for them to live in.
It was because
and,
of the
like, paid
hurricane,
for it.
right?
Yeah. Well, so they used the hurricane as an example as to why they couldn't
Yeah,
find
Katrina.
any records.
Okay.
Yeah, which actually
I mean,
her
true.
dad had like all the medical records, and like eventually she got him and like saw all the stuff, and like it's just crazy how it even happened. And then it's even more crazy that she
got away with it.
ended up like meeting this guy on some dating website, talked to him in secret, and she asked him to kill
her mom.
and he comes over and
Kills
just
her mom.
fucking
Yeah,
kills
kills
her.
her mom, and
Like,
they leave.
Kills the mom, and then they leave, and then they found him a couple
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
couple days after they found the body of the mom. They found the girl and her.
But now the
boyfriend.
only reason they found out about the mom is they posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, they figured that's the only.
They would have never known.
They would have eventually found them, but it would have been way later because they didn't have that much contact with anybody else. I mean, the neighbors eventually would have came over, but if they didn't post it, they posted on Facebook like that bitch is dead or something like that. So the
Yeah, like
neighbors,
they gave it all.
one of the neighbors like saw the Facebook post.
So
was like,
basically,
Oh damn, we should go check, and they found her fucking dead.
Found her dead.
Wow.
so basically, it's all a true story, and they would have gotten away with it just because they
They wouldn't have
posted
gotten
it.
So-
away with it. It just would.
It
they-
went as fast. They got. I think they had like 2 or 3 days where they were on the run, and
Yeah,
then literally the second they posted that Facebook picture, and they found out they were
probably would have been more like weeks if they didn't post it
Yeah,
on Facebook.
they probably could have actually gotten somewhere.
But do you know what happens or what their sentences?
I was gonna figure that out today. I didn't want to look it up, so I was watching it.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about that entire show, though, is you learn all about Gypsy. And you see her in this wheelchair acting the way she is, and then they get home and she just stands up, and you're like, what? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it just stands up and she starts walking around.
I knew at the beginning when I was watching it, I was trying to figure out what the crazy story was because I was like, there's got to be like, it's based on a real story, so it's got to be something really crazy. I'm like, I was like, my first guess was like, I feel like she's not actually sick. Like maybe she's faking it. The mom's faking it so that they can get all this free stuff.
It was crazy how the mom
Plus the
did
mom
it.
like
The mom, so
descriptions.
The mom shaved her head. The mom,
yeah, like shave her head to make her look like she had some whatever condition, and the mom was like insane, like just
insane.
off the walls insane. So she, like the daughter, definitely handled it in the most extreme way possible by eventually
Killing her. Didn't have to,
having
but
her
like,
boyfriend kill her.
Yeah.
She could have just like eventually been
No,
like,
after
outta
so
here.
there was a part where Gypsy was starting to sneak off. Like, so something about her age got brought up, but, like, there was, like, 4 different things, so she was thinking, like, this is weird. And so when her mom would go to sleep, she'd go and have a whole separate life, basically. Well, since she'd never eaten sugar, she was eating icing and stuff, and gave cavities all in her teeth, because, like, her teeth haven't adjusted to sugar.
Yeah.
And her mom got every single one of her teeth pulled. Every single one. Her
Holy
whole mouth
fuck.
pulled. She had no teeth.
Holy shit. Didn't she have... So she had dentures, though, right?
Yeah, they gave her dentures. But yeah,
Ooh.
no, took her whole mouth. Or her whole mouth away.
Ooh.
Because why not, I guess. If someone did that to me, I could just stab.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she lied about her age too. When she had this card, the mom had this card in the wallet, and it had her birthday on it, and she saw it, and she was like 19, but the mom was saying that she was 15.
And then
so
some
she
other stuff
eventually
was saying,
found
like,
out.
she was 24, like...
Yeah, she
Yeah.
eventually found out that she's like way older than her
The
mom
thing-
was saying.
Safety
The thing that I didn't understand about that show was how she had a G-tube, which is... She had a G-tube, so it's like just a stomach feeding tube.
Yeah.
Stomach feeding tube. And, they had to get it replaced all the time. Like, she still had it when she left.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't understand is how does a medical field doctor just keep allowing that to happen? How do they not feel suspicious about any of that?
I mean, yeah...
There was a doctor that did.
It was a
find
bad
out.
doctor, too.
There
was
yeah, she said the mom kept saying that all of the daughter's important records were lost after Katrina, so they moved to Springfield, Missouri, and so like her doctor there, like they didn't have any records of her, so they just kind of believed her because it was like, I mean, why they didn't really have any reason not to. But then one of the doctors
called on. She
yeah,
called
I
on
can't remember
fast.
exactly how she found out, but one of the doctors like called a bunch of people to try to figure out if she really had all the illnesses and stuff.
Yeah, so what you would do too. So first off, the drugs. She got so many drugs. There was a cabinet, like 2 full pull-out cabinets in her kitchen, combined, filled with drugs.
Get a paper towel.
And she would just steal the doctor's prescription notes. Like he'd set them down and she'd just sweep them.
Damn.
Yeah, just take all the doctor's prescription notes and write her own prescription for them.
Yeah, you can steal it now. Alex says easy money for that doctor. That's actually a
True.
good point.
True.
The doctor just made easy money off of it. That means like he could have probably known about it, didn't do anything about it because it was just easy fucking dough coming in his local doctor's office.
Yeah. That could be a thing.
That show was really interesting.
Springfield, Missouri is not that far from here. It's
2
like-
hours, right?
No, it's like 4.
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah, that's where most state is.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of
Right by Branson.
speaking of other shows, what about Game of Thrones?
Woo!
What about Game of
Yeah,
Thrones?
that was nuts.
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
That was
I might
actually
watch it
nuts.
I
someday.
really want to.
But I just
I
haven't.
highly recommend you watch
wanna
it.
watch it in
Dylan's
school?
watching it now,
I
and
do
he's
really badly.
loving it.
I don't
highly
think you have the
recommend it.
time to watch it.
But I'd have to be
It's an hour an
late at
episode.
night. Yeah.
It sucks and it's a grind, but it is totally
Bro, it'll
worth
just
it.
take like a month straight without doing anything else but watching Game of Thrones to catch up,
Yeah,
Not that hard.
I
not at all.
I
Just
made
an hour every
Hey,
episode,
If
and
you're
there's
gonna be
also
mad
8
at those
seasons.
bottles, flip them over and do it the other way so it's louder.
I made the point to talk about Game of Thrones before the first season or before the season came out, the last season, and now that we're 3 episodes in already, I feel like we should talk about some of the stuff that happened.
We
How do
can't
you-
spoil.
Yeah, you can't
We
spoil.
it.
How do you feel about that 83-minute long episode though?
Honestly, it was worth every fucking
83
minute
minutes.
watching it.
Genuinely insane.
One of the best shows, like episodes in a series that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I shit you not, it was like suspense and action 24/7. It was that good, man. Like you just didn't like suspense happen around the corners, around like certain parts wherever there was I'll say Arya whenever she was inside the house trying to sneak away from the stuff. That was just suspenseful. Then there
In
was
the
just
library?
tragedy. Yeah, in the library. There was tragedy, like, pretty much left and right. You didn't know who was going to survive. or
Let's
not.
just say a few people died.
A few big people died.
No big people died.
Spoilers!
No one big died.
Spoilers!
There are people
What are
that
we
have been
talking
around
about?
since the first season that died. That's pretty big.
Man, he wasn't gonna make it. We all knew it.
Bro,
I
it's a
know,
guy
but it's
now?
still big.
Dude, just,
Guys, you're spoiling it!
bro, just ruin the whole thing.
What did
Sorry,
Alex say?
Matt.
I
knew you were
enjoyed
a
the
big
last
fan.
episode,
You just haven't gotten to it.
but I
I'm
definitely
sure what
think
we're
it could
talking
have
about.
been better. Arnie was in a library. Spoilers. Dan's game. Dan's game. Spoilers.
What was she doing in that library?
Spoilers.
Hashtag Arya. Hashtag Gendry. Hashtag first time.
Spoilers! Like first time.
Oh, that was a good one.
Thanks.
That was a good one. I was gonna say something. I still think that he said Craigasm. Oh man. Ooh, that's a pedo bear moment, Alex. I think you should hold on. Let's skip off of Game of Thrones so we don't spoil it for anyone. A Netflix show that I watched not too long ago was a documentary about the disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I watched most of that actually.
And I watched it all the way through. And
So what do you think? Think
What-
the mom and
what do you think
dad
the outcome
killed
is?
her?
dude, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Let me
pretty
describe
up
the
in
let
air.
me describe the show.
I don't think they did. I think there's definitely a chance they did, but I don't think they did.
I mean, there's such thing as dogs can have an error. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go in behind those dog searches that they were going through. Like, there's a lot of factors that could have gone through that we don't know about. But basically, the show is it shows this. I think they're English or Scottish or something. I don't remember.
They were English and they were in Portugal on vacation.
They went to Portugal on a little beach for vacation, and they had a swimming pool area right next to a restaurant, and the restaurant was like eyes view away from their house, so they could see their house from the restaurant. They sat at the table every night with two other families, and
watch the house.
they watched their kids. They would go every 15 minutes, or it was 15 minutes or half an hour. They would go. One of them would go up and check on all the kids.
But they could
To
watch
see,
it from the restaurant, so.
Yeah, they could just watch to see if any activity was going on or anything suspicious was going on. And one night they all did the same thing. One parent would go up after 15 minutes, go check on the kids. Another parent would go up and check on the kids again. And then another one walked in the room, barely peeked around, walked right back out. And then I think it was their mother who walked in and checked on them. Checked on their own kids, opened the door, realized that their daughter, Madeline, who's I think 3 at the time, was missing. She
Was
just
missing?
Not a good sign.
In Portugal, no way.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, in Portugal.
First thought, she gone.
Yes.
The story,
Yes.
you basically go through the story of how they went through the entire process of trying to find their own child.
Dealing with the fucking Portugal police, like
The reason it
fuck
was
that.
the reason it was such a huge deal is just because it was one of those missing persons cases that just went viral with the media. I guess because they were on vacation and the kid got stolen. It was kind of like it was a kidnapping case with like a weird twist.
Well, it took a turn when it got so popular and the Portuguese police filed a report that it could have been their own parents that killed their kid.
That's pretty outrageous.
Yeah, the thing
And that's
was,
when it took a turn.
dude. The thing is, like, so the head police officer, FBI, or whoever.
Yeah,
whatever guy it
he was the
was.
guy running the police. He was part of the FBI, I think.
Like way after he came out with this fucking book. It was so petty.
This is like
he
3
came out
years
with this
later.
book that said, like, basically, I believe the parents did it. He came out with a book. So basically he profited off of just throwing this out there that he thought the parents did it.
He's allowed to do
Scumbag.
that.
No, that's a straight up scumbag move. There wasn't any really damning evidence against the family.
They have a
And,
pretty
like,
good alibi.
Well,
They were gone. Like, they weren't in the room.
Yes, it definitely could have been the family.
It couldn't have been.
Well,
They have a good alibi, man. They were solid. They were out and about. They were doing shit while
they had a really
the
good
kids were
alibi.
back at the hotel.
I mean,
would've had to be-
it could have.
I mean, I understand that because it could have been one of them when the mom or parent went and they like took the kid and gave it to
That's-
someone.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
that's-
something.
That's a possibility, but like,
I don't think it was, but like, without barely any really damning evidence, and then he just like comes out and says like, "Oh, I'm gonna profit a bunch of money off of making this book," that like he was just stirring the pot for
So-
no reason. Total scumbag.
Yeah.
So what happened was after they couldn't find the girl for like 60 days later, they I don't know if it was 60 days, maybe it was 30. They had people go into the house and analyze it. Like literally 20 to 30 days after it all happened, and they went in the house and then started doing DNA checks and everything.
That's
So-
pretty late.
It's really
Yeah.
late. And it's because they thought they would find her. But once they found out that they were getting bad publicity from Portugal in their area, like saying that, oh, we should never go here again because this kid got stolen, they were like, we need to do something about this and find this kid because we don't want to, have bad publicity here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to make it one of our locals that have been seen here that have just been missing. So they went in there and they did DNA samples. Couldn't find anything from DNA samples.
Really.
This was later on in the show, though, that they couldn't find anything in the DNA samples because the Portuguese DNA samples were ineffective. They sent them off to.
Well, Portugal's a fucking hole.
It is.
so is Russia. No
They
way.
sent off DNA samples from there to Great Britain to have them DNA tested.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find any evidence. The Portuguese police's only evidence to put the case on the parents of them killing their own kids was they had dogs come in. Trained dogs smell certain areas of the house and the car and smell items that were related to those areas.
Mm-hmm.
And it was related to a corner in the room and then the window that was open whenever they came in. And they went to the car and it was related to the back seat. And there was apparently some kind of blood stain or something in the back.
Okay.
And that was their only proof saying that they killed their own kid to just profit or something off of it.
Yeah. What do they get out of that?
They don't get anything out of
dead
it.
body.
They literally paid for a plane ticket for these kids to go.
I watched the entire series and like after the end you can definitely tell that the parents had there was no way that they
There's
did
no
anything.
motive.
But the thing is, on social media, everyone was like, "You killed your own kids. You don't have remorse on live TV, so you're not
why
crying on live TV. So
social media is such a
you
bad
killed your
thing.
own kid." Blah blah blah. Like,
Well, the
if
thing
that
was,
was my
like-
kid, I'd be crying on live TV. I don't care.
Dude, the British tabloids just completely like
they were one sided as fuck.
anything they could get a hold of that, I mean, that's like
Was an attention grabber.
like- that's the
Yeah.
whole point of a tabloid is just
It's
be, like,
juicy.
anything that it doesn't matter if it's ethical or not.
It's
you just put it out
juicy.
there.
Juicy.
The popular ones, like people actually read those and got to their head, but I forgot what I was gonna say. It was something else. But yeah, oh no, I feel bad for the people who got accused of it that definitely didn't have any involvement. There was one guy who had like a really weird eye. He had like a lazy eye, so he kind of looked weird, and I can't remember what his relation was to the family, but he was one of the main suspects, and basically just made his life hell because there was so many people in the media constantly at his house, swarming him.
Oh, you're talking about the
tabloids,
British dude.
destroyed him. Yeah, that the guy with the weird eye.
Yeah.
And they immediately just caught on to it because they were like, oh, this guy his face looks messed up, so he must be a child kidnapper. It was terrible, dude.
There was this other dude who was trying to go around and help and talk to the police officers trying to find their own kid 2 days after he found out about all of it because it was in their news or something. And so he went out and started talking to locals and stuff because he lived there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the news was all over him and was like, this guy looks weird. You definitely like kidnapped him. You definitely have her hiding in the basement and like blah blah blah. And so the police was like, let's go after this dude. Let's invade his house and everything. And just kept fucking interviewing him. They would take him back. He said that whenever he got interviewed by the police, they would like slam their hands down on the table to use scare tactics. Like, just admit to all this shit. Just
they were
admit
getting
to all
a false
this.
confession.
Yeah, they would. I think they said that. I don't know if they like actually hit him or anything back there, but they would use anything that they could to just try to get this over with, so they can just prove that it wasn't one of like a Portuguese, a person, a local that just took their kids, so they can just get out of this stupid propaganda shit.
That's like
it
a
wasn't
serious problem.
It is.
A false confession, like
Yeah.
a lot of people are in jail for.
Speaking
reasons
of that,
they
there's
do.
there's a series on Netflix called The Confession Tapes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Ted Bundy?
No.
Alex said something about The Sinner. Have you guys seen that?
I have not seen The Sinner.
Oh, I actually have seen that. Who said something about
Alex said that The Sinner
Oh.
was nuts.
Alex Moore.
I've never seen it.
it? It's a fictional show. That's actually it's like 1 season, 8 episodes. Really good. I would recommend it.
You guys ever watch Love, Death, Robots? It is crazy. The animations, everything about Love, Death, Robots is mind blowing. It's 14 episodes, 15 episodes. They're all like 7 minutes long. They all go on different storylines and everything. It's crazy.
Sounds like a short Black Mirror.
Yes and no. I don't know how to explain into more of that, but yes and no. It's really cool. You should look out. It's really cool.
Anyway, but if you're a person who believes that like innocent people don't confess to crimes that they didn't do, then you need to watch this show because it's fucking insane. Like the first episode, or no, it's not the first episode, but the one that's craziest is about this like middle-aged dude. He had this girlfriend. The girlfriend ended up dying in this fire at a bar, and so somebody set the bar on fire when she was in there. They knew it was an arson, and they thought it was this guy. So they basically like pulled him in for questioning. They like coerced him into confessing, and he confessed to doing it, even though like he did not do it.
It's because
Like,
they
he
wear you
knew-
down.
He knew he didn't do it. It was just like a police tactic to like they like feed you details, and then they're like we know you did it. They're like, it was the knife, right? It was the knife. Like so they plant it in your brain, even though so you could have no idea what it was before, but then you could just say like, yeah, it was a knife. It's like, oh, good, like, you know, stuff like that. And even there was like this interview. He was coming out of the courthouse or something, and somebody from the media was like, "Do you have anything to say?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just wanna say I'm sorry to the family, and I'm sorry that I did it." And like he didn't do it. Like they found out later that he did not do it. And there was this other guy who the defense lawyer for the guy really thought did it, and they went to his house like for the show. They went to his house, and he's like, lives in like some trailer. He's like, "Hey, I just wanna ask you some questions about the murder of what's face." And he's like, he like didn't come out of the house. He's like, "What do you mean? Of course he did it. He confessed, you idiot." There was a really good chance that guy did it and totally got away with murder on somebody else's.
Crazy.
Somebody else
That's
confessing.
like cops are. I feel like cops are so bad at stuff like this because like I've been seeing a lot on Twitter about people that like they claim to rape a girl, but like it never really happened, and like though they go away for 10 years, like college students that say they're prospects in basketball, football, and some random girl's like, "Yeah, he raped me." Don't even know the girl, but like
I thought the bed was there.
they just give it to her.
The problem is with detective tactics and policing tactics on interviewing a suspect, because
The second they have a suspect, they're not looking for more suspects.
Yeah,
they're
no.
looking for a reason to convict that suspect.
they're looking for a confession. Like
Yeah.
that's all. Which
They want to
is
get
the
the job
case-
closed.
is the
That's
case
it.
with a lot of them. Like they're like, "Oh, here's a suspect. Like we're gonna
We're gonna get this guy.
we're gonna get it out of
Yeah.
him, and we're just gonna get him to confess." and they'll like feed them details, like key details. Like you can't just do that. Like, have you guys heard of Making a Murderer on Netflix?
Oh,
with,
yeah.
Stephen Avery and his
yeah.
nephew. That shit is completely insane, dude. Like, that pisses me off so much, especially about the kid, the nephew, because, so, quick background if you don't know about it, but, so, Stephen Avery went to jail, was convicted of raping and murdering some girl when he was, like, pretty young, went to jail for 18 years. The DNA evidence unveiled that he did not do it. It was some other guy that actually like looked kind of like him. But so like he was exonerated, and the state of Wisconsin owed him like $37 million because he was wrongfully convicted of murder
For 18 years.
And
18 years of this man's life is gone, and he
so,
will forever be changed.
And
like,
so he was out for like, I don't know, it was probably maybe like a year or two. This woman was murdered in the town that he lived the town that he lives in.
and they looked for a reason to convict him.
And
For some reason.
his family owned like a junkyard that was like right next to his house.
Yeah.
And the woman that was murdered, her car was like in the junkyard.
Really?
And they ended up like they went after him again for that murder. And I don't know, it's just fucking crazy.
He was a weird dude. No doubt.
He kind of looks like an odd guy.
Yeah.
But like if you go through the show, you see that he's just like a simple man. Like he's just a simple person. He just wanted to like live his life by himself with his family.
Mm-hmm.
And so he got convicted of that murder. So he's back in prison for a second murder after he was
That he could have
exonerated.
done. He
After
could
he was
have.
exonerated.
Damn. He could have done the second one.
I don't know, dude.
But they got the
hope-
murder, and they said, okay, he's an easy suspect. We got him.
But the thing for me
Yeah.
is somebody who spent 18 years of their life in prison for murdering somebody, for doing a crime that they didn't commit.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that person would go out and murder somebody
Never.
after they spent that much time in jail.
They know how shitty it
A crime
is.
that they didn't do. There's
Yeah.
no way. And then his nephew, they totally coerced the nephew. Like, if you go back to the interview, the detectives are sitting here with a 15-year-old boy who has the mind of like a 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
He's like mentally
He's a
disabled.
little slow, yeah.
No, like he was like really slow, like honestly.
Yeah.
And so the detectives were like, you look back at the interview and they're like, so just tell us what happened. And he's like, I don't know, like I don't know what happened. I can't tell you. And then so they're like, we know it was in the bedroom. Like we know you tied her down. It's like we know this happened. And then eventually after hours of doing that, he's just like, okay, they just want me to say this and then it'll be over. And they tell him that. They're like, just tell us the truth and this will all be over. And so they're like, so what happened? He's like, we tied her down to the bed. It's like basically just telling him exactly what the detectives already told him. The crazy thing about the nephew's case was his lawyers appealed his case. It got denied by a bunch of different judges, and then some judge in the county that he's in made a writ of habeas corpus to try to get him out, and then it went up to the state level, and the attorney general in Wisconsin was doing like everything in his power to make sure that he stayed in jail, and the whole thing is just fucked.
It's a mess.
Holy
Absolutely
shit.
fucked.
It
They
is
made a whole
a-
Netflix show out of it.
It is a perfect example of the fucking justice system in this country. Just nobody knows what the fuck's going on. They're just looking for a guy to pin it on.
And the prosecuting attorney for both cases. So the weird part. So he ended up actually like losing his job because he was like a pedophile. He was like had like a relationship with like a minor or something. This guy's like 40 years old, which was just a side story, but he was just a total scumbag. Had this like press conference before they even convicted the guy of murder, and was saying like, oh, we have all this evidence and blah blah blah, like total dickbag move. And then he came out with a book after, almost kind of like the other guy in Portugal, comes out with this book of like how Stephen Avery was like such a messed up individual that like he did this all on purpose, and he's making such a big deal and trying to get out of prison any way he can because like that was all his plan all along and stuff like that. It's like, dude, scumbag.
What a fucking shame, man. You know that guy also has PTSD, so whenever he was like being interviewed for the second
So much harder.
he was definitely just breaking down inside mentally. There was nothing like he could do because he just had that PTSD for 18 fucking years. There's no way you can get around that. Like, that mental disorder is with you. That entire moment in your life that you were falsely accused of a crime and actually sent to jail is huge PTSD, and you'll never recover from that.
And honestly, I hope if he does end up spending the rest of his life in prison, I hope that he did do it, because if not, it
you would
sucks.
want some justice. You know what I mean?
I mean, no, I'm saying if he does stay in prison, then I hope he actually did do it.
Yeah.
Which I really don't think he did. But the sad part is like his family, like his parents are really old, and the prison that he's in is like 3 hours away from their house.
Oh,
And
my God.
they have like a bunch of health problems, and like a huge part of the second season is just about them like really trying, like they're just like, I just want my son to be out before I die, and it's so fucking sad.
What a shame. Well, do you think we should wrap it up about here?
I need to go home.
Wrap it up. We'll wrap it up, and
I got some studying to do.
studying to do.
Studying.
This is finals week for us. Well, not finals week for us, but the next 2 weeks basically will be finals week for
Yeah,
me.
next 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I have stuff to do for the next week, and then the week after I have my anatomy final.
Nice.
So basically, after the following week, after the next week, we'll be on summer break, and we'll be trying to get some more podcasts out.
Yeah, baby.
So it'll be litty titties.
lady titties.
Last week for me, easy. You lucky bastard, motherfucker. And I saw your Vohio chat, by the way.
Same, Alex.
I'll be done next week. Yeah.
I should be. I will be almost done by next week. I only have to go for Tuesday next week. The rest of my stuff is online. I should be done by then. And we're chilling. We're smooth sailing, boys.
Smooth sailing.
With that being said, that's going to be the end of podcast episode number 22, part 2.
Oh, 22, really?
Number 22, boys. We made it far. We are doing a
we're
good
doing
job. We are
good.
doing God's
Good job,
deed in the
guys.
podcast world.
Good job, everybody.
Hey, does anybody want coffee?
If you're listening on Spotify or YouTube right now, make sure you follow the Twitter page, Uncut Podcast. That's where we post our updates when we'll be live and stuff like that. Follow our good friend Skull Kid. Skull Kid, what's your Twitter name?
At Andrew Barton 52.
That's his Twitter name, Andy's. Cameron is whatever.
At Cam_dog.
Matt also has one over here too, a Twitter page. We
At
post funny stuff.
Pussy Slayer 69.
It's true. We're not joking.
Oh my goodness.
No, I actually run the podcast Twitter.
He does. He runs
The
podcast
Uncut
Twitter and
Podcast.
Instagram.
Yeah, I haven't posted on Instagram in so long.
Well, we should post
I
on
post
Instagram.
like
I
once a
faded
year.
off of it.
We can get
Twitter's
Instagram
more fun.
sucks. Instagram really
Yeah, you gotta
sucks.
have pictures, which like we do. Like Corey's basement is so unphotogenic.
You can take a picture
It's
of
actually
here.
just us.
Hey, you could post some
Yeah.
pictures from the Milwaukee.
Remember,
Online classes are the plug.
Good
dude.
fucking
I have
idea.
You
online
definitely
classes.
gotta do.
you gotta
that.
send me the pictures from Milwaukee, and I'll post some of those.
I'll send you a few of them.
And then
I didn't
have
even
to
think
find
about that. That was so dumb.
If we go on the camping trip, because
some-
we want to go on a podcast camping trip, like the guys who went to Milwaukee, like we should do like a.
You wanna do it in a couple weeks,
I'm down. Fuck.
bro? I know a place we could go to easy for a camping trip. You guys got tents?
Yeah.
I need to
I
buy
can
a
ask
tent.
Emily to borrow.
I need to buy a tent for the summer
Just go with
anyway,
Emily.
but I can. I'll probably snag like a $50 decent tent.
Head to
that
Cabela's.
sleeps two people pretty comfortably. 3 people if you have to, but like we honestly could. Or I was gonna also propose going on a road trip to Kansas City.
That'd be dope.
I
Too.
would
in a
totally
couple
be down
weeks.
for
Well,
that.
why not both? Shit.
Wait, not both.
We could do either one.
Yeah,
Why not both?
yeah, definitely. I'm talking like a road trip, like go to Kansas City, go to a Royals game, maybe check some other stuff out, and then just fucking head
Same
back.
thing as Milwaukee, but it's in Kansas City, so it's better.
No, I'm talking like literally like go there for like a day and then just drive back.
Oh.
Not spend very much
It's
money.
only 3 hours, right?
I think it's like 4, maybe 4.5.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's like a trip to Chicago.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the podcast. Twitter handle over here is SneakyShrimp24. Peace out. We're gonna go ahead and log off. Thanks for watching.
It was just
Have
a
fun.
real. Honestly, we need to get back into the podcast flow. This was kind of mediocre. It's been a while. It's been a month.
been a while.
So we'll get back into the swing of things.
To be honest-
we'll start posting videos every day. Back on YouTube.
That's not gonna happen.
back on the grind.
No. To be honest, though, I liked how this podcast was structured, kind of.
Just no structure.
No structure.
That's my favorite type of structure.
I really enjoyed this one. It
Yeah.
was nice, but I mean, we do like the headline hoax and the eBay item of the week.
Cool.
So
We're missing a key player this week. So.
we are missing a big
Watching
big
the
key point
Blues
here.
get scraped right
Got a
now.
migraine, but anyways,
RIP.
we'll see you soon. We'll let you know on the Twitter next podcast. Adios.
Adios, amigos.
Bye.
Have fun.
Is it
I already
playing?
ejected the drive.
Oh, you ejected the drive. Oh my
It's over,
gosh.
bro.
There's no outro
Do
music.
do do do.
Outro
Uncut
music.
podcast.
We'll do it live.
Peace out.
Everyone, Corey got
Fuck
you
it,
in
we'll
our
do it
wrestling
live.
competition.
Fuck it.